Hey, B. Jamie, that's me here. Listen, it's time for us to talk about love and marriage in Huntsville, okay? So let us get into what episode was this? Let me double check. Is this four? Yeah, episode four. Let us go ahead and talk about it real quick. Okay. So, first things first. Marcel and Maurice, okay, y'all know they were at each other's throats pretty much on the previous episode, and Maurice wants Marcel to tell him the truth because he feels like Marcel lies. All he do is lie all the time. And I said, but the thing for me with you, Maurice, is a person could be telling you the fucking truth, and you just don't want to hear it. You can't take the facts about you, but you can dish it when it comes to other folks, okay? And I mean, I feel like that's many of people in the world, but we on you for right now. All right. So Maurice still feels like him treating Jaylen like a stepchild is something that obviously worked, in my opinion. He's like, well, based on how far Jaylen has come and where he is in life, obviously it worked. Basically, what you're saying to me and what I hear is that you treating him as a over there type of stepchild, or you being hard on him, or whatever the case, has made him who he is today. And no, the fuck it hasn't. It has made him a certain way when it comes to the dynamic of you two, because even sitting at the table when we get to that with Marcel, Jaylen, and Maurice, you could tell that Jaylen was even hesitant to really tell this man what the hell was on his mind. So no, it didn't work. And any hard work and how Jaylen shows up in the world is due to his mother, who was a single mama. Be very clear about that. I don't know, Maurice, you give up. You give up. You give up. Okay. Yes, you are with Kimmy because I'm sure you care about her, and she may have grounded you more than the damn ladies that you were dealing with and fucking on. Um, yeah, she may have encouraged or even helped get your ass through law school potentially. But it's just, Maurice, the way that you and Kimmy have failed so damn low on the totem pole for me, when they used to be like my faves, and I just fucking can't. Like, anyway, let's keep going. So Ken and Trish is she's trying to do a cowgirl or something like that, birthday shoot or whatever the case is, and she's doing it with Ken. And I kid y'all no lie, in all caps, my first thought was this: if it's your fucking shoot, why the hell is he in it? If it's your shoot and your birthday, why is he fucking in it? Right? And for me, it gives that you have to oversell to him your interest in him. I definitely think that he likes her more than she likes him. But I feel like she got to overdo it sometimes to make him think that she really wants him that involved, or that she's that interested in him. That's my personal. But also on the flip, I will say it's my party. I can cry if I want to. So I was like, it is her party. If she want to have it in the picture, okay. Okay, girl. But he also was referencing like, I want our 38th year to be a year of peace, this, that, and the other. So now it makes me question if it's his birthday too. Or if his birthday is around the corner in the same month or something like that, as to why she would want to do a collective photo shoot um together. She says that she wants to celebrate her birthday without no damn Marquez. I don't really blame her. Ain't nobody trying to do all that stress when you trying to have a good old happy birthday. So I definitely get that. She don't want him around. Cool. Especially after everything that transpired between Ken and him, I'm sure he's not going to be around. Okay. Matter of fact, I do want to get a post up, so hopefully I don't forget for us to get into this post between Carlos and, or at least not so much as Carlos. It's about Carlos, but it's more so um what Marquez had to come to the front and say. Okay, cool. So Ken says once the divorce is finalized, that he feels like Marquez won't be able to hang nothing over her head. Really, he feel like his ass ain't gonna be around no way. Like he been absent. So he feels like, listen, he ain't gonna be able to hold nothing over your head or do none of that. Right. And I said, yeah, he ain't gonna be able to do it because your ass gonna be doing it. Okay. In my personal. Cause I will never forget when him and old girl got into it, and how he started throwing up shit in her face and trying to expose her on camera and all this and that. I don't give a damn how many children he take care of. Okay, it's something that's gonna always give me a side eye about him. And shout out to Nisi, because when we did our panel last week on Bondi's channel, Nisi Nisi got into those things. Okay, so I'm like, I'm so glad she worded it perfectly, because yeah, it's something about him. Anywho, so Maurice and Marceau and Jaylen are, of course, all sitting down. Jaylen has his first investment property that he's working on, and it don't seem like he want Maurice involved. So Marceau was like, "Oh, you must feel a way about that. Like that's the vibe that I'm getting." He was like, "Well, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I'm not against it. I gotta respect it. Yeah, you ain't got no choice but to respect it. He don't want your input because you'll come in when somebody just want a little piece of advice, and then you'll take on it like it's your project because you enjoy dictating. That's what he enjoys doing. He enjoys telling people, and I really don't. I feel like some of those people be the worst people to work for because they never get shit done themselves. They always sit up there and tell you what they want you to do. I do not like people so much so that they'll start passing off their work to you, which is exactly the reason why Jaylen don't want to work with his ass. Because it's gonna be like he's gonna be profiting and benefiting off of the hard work of others, and you ain't even really put in on this. I do not like managers like that. You're given a task from the top and then you want to pass it down. Now, granted, some people may feel like that's good management. No, bitch. You work for that check like I'm having to work for my check. Hello? Do your fucking part. You do some of it. Damn. Okay? Damn. Because if I got to do your job for you, then bitch, I might as well be getting hired in your director and manager role. Hello? That's what Maurice gives me. So Maurice brings up the family business and how no one wants to really work with him. And Jaylen says the business doesn't sound like a family thing. It sounds like a dictatorship, period. So Jaylen feels like there is a double standard when it comes to him and when it comes to Monster. And he says that he mentioned something about, how a dictatorship works is they're going to treat the ones that's closer to them better than they treat the ones that's at the bottom. And he feels like it's Kimmy, Monster, and then him. And because he's at the bottom, he's not going to get the better treatment as the two on the top. At least that's how he sees the situation. And of course, Maurice is trying to reassure him, like, no, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to support you. I got your back. Always come to me, like you would come to me as if you're a monster and all this other stuff he was saying. And then Jaylen opens up about the opportunity that he got out of state that it looks like he's going to take because it isn't within his field of what he wants to do. The only unfortunate part is that it's not paying him what he would want to move 17 hours away. So then Maurice is trying to tell him like, well, it's not really about the low money, especially if you're gaining something from it. Like if it's going to give you the experience to propel you in another area, then just look at it as a sacrifice in so many words. Okay. So Maurice strikes me as a person, he just never satisfied. And not that he has to be satisfied, but he always got to meet you with an alternative or something. Like, I don't damn know, whatever. So, anywho, Jaylen, yeah, he's going to take on that opportunity. Let's get to Trish and Neil because Trish goes to see Neil at her daycare, right? Trish says that she talks about the party. I don't care nothing about that building that they have yet to get. We'll talk about it when they get the building. So Trish says that she's doing this party. She's inviting everybody but Martell and Marquez. And my question is, why is she not inviting Martell? Granted, yes, I understand. Don't nobody want to be around Martell. Don't nobody want to be around Martell. I get all of that. But my question is, I'm trying to remember what happened. I was like, no, what? I couldn't remember what happened between the both of them that she wouldn't bring Martell. I mean, I understand Ken may have felt the way that Martell was trying to play stuff out to be a certain way when it came to the both of them, but your girl contributed to this shit too. So I'm not really seeing exactly what he did wrong for her to be like, when nobody invite Martell, but y'all let me know. Let me know your thoughts, because I can't remember. Y'all probably gonna remember more than me. But Martell ain't really been filming with the cast for real any damn way, because the cast ain't featuring his ass, right? He's filming with his mama. He filming with Destiny. Like, he ain't really filming with nobody. He might film with the Fletchers, right? But other than that, the cast don't seem to be wanting to be around him. And that gotta suck to create a show, to pitch a show to Carlos. Carlos spins that show. You guys are still listed as some form of executive producer, so much so that you are higher on the totem pole, right? With how I feel the network and the production company may value you, treat you, and then now you're on the low totem pole because you're letting the Scots take over the damn show. Like, shit crazy. Anywho, but all you can do really in this situation is really blame your damn self. It's crazy. So Trish is talking about how she don't want Martell and Marquez there. Understood. So Neil talks about not knowing what type of t-shirt she gonna get when she get there. She's like, I don't know if we're gonna get the t-shirt with the liquid courage or what? You just could never tell. Okay. So then she says that she feels like Tisha don't really want to open up about her life. She says that she feels like it's hypocritical for Tisha to act that way. And I think it would be hypocritical for any of you ladies really to act like y'all don't want to share shit about your life when all of y'all signed up on a reality show that's about your damn life. It comes with the territory. I don't think in my personal to me, I mean, unless it's like truly, truly a sensitive topic, I do feel like nobody should be favored over the other on what they share. I feel like the moment you want to withhold information after you signed on a dotted line that you've agreed to share information and share your life with people, I feel like it's a breach of contract at that point. Now, yes, true, you can tell them everything that's going on in your life, and then the producers can choose to follow a certain storyline. I don't know. But if you got some stuff going on in your life and you withholding it and don't want to discuss it or talk about it, to me, that's giving breach of contract. I don't like that. But anywho, so Trish asked Neil if she thinks that Kimmy and Tisha may have talked to their husbands about that interview that Martell did. And Neil said, of course, I'm sure. Like, if they didn't speak to their husbands, then something is wrong. Like, I'm definitely sure. Right? So Nell, in my personal, is not here for Tisha. She's just not featuring Tisha at all. I don't know what Tisha did to that lady, but she just not with Tisha. I don't recall. Remind me. Now, Martell and Carlos, in my opinion, are soft launching Ariane. And I've said this before. I feel like they were soft launching her onto the show by mentioning her name. At some point, Martell probably gonna be taking FaceTime calls from her. And then at some point, she probably gonna appear on the show. Am I gonna care? No, the hell I'm not. If she comes on the show, girl, come on to the show. You won't be the first chick, first woman to be on the side on the show and to take somebody else's husband or whatever the case is, or however y'all look at it. She won't be the first. Ain't gonna be the last. So if she came on the show, shoulder shrug. Okay. If you came on the show, people would be expecting you to own your SHI, recognize what it is that you did, and show what else you got going on outside of damn Martell. Because if Martell leaves you today, what you got to show for it? Babies, and that's it. Come on, Cardi B. And that's what cause I be damn. What Cardi told that man? Babies, and that's it. So yeah. Okay, so get that together. So Martell over there talking to his mama, and he's talking about moving Ariana into his investment property. Of course, duh, that does make sense because you're paying for that property anyway. Why would you pay a third property? You paying for where you stay, your investment property, and on top of where she stay. And the other thing with it is the fact that her rent is likely going to fluctuate if she's living in an apartment. So in order to kind of cut some cost in a sense and not have to worry about it forever elevating cost of apartment, might as well move her into that investment property. Hello. But where you get me though is when you sit up there and you talk about how you're not going to move her into your home until you guys are married. So at what point did you guys decide to have morals and standards when it comes to that? Did you decide, oh, I can't move her into my home until we get married? Like what? Damn, you couldn't, you barely could stay your ass at home. Kept going over there to her damn house when you was married. Now all of a sudden you want to have standards that she can't live in your house. Now what it's given to me is that you entertaining other bitches. You're dating her, and you might be dating her more on a serious level than what you were potentially, but you still talking to other hoes. Like that's what I'm seeing. And then for you to sit down with your mama and say, oh, I still want to get married. I still want to get married if she's the person for me, if she's that person. And then you said it twice. That means you're not sold on her, but you're settling for her. Right? At least that's the optics of the situation. Okay? You settling for her because don't nobody else want to deal with your ass. And this is my kid's mom. I might as well, because if ain't nobody else gonna have my back, she gonna have my back. If ain't nobody else gonna be there when it all falls down, at least she's still gonna be standing right there. So when you're old, used up, and washed the fuck up, you're gonna turn around and you're gonna marry her because she's just been over there like her Mimi, just hanging on. That's the real reason that you're gonna be proposing to her, getting married to her, whatever. Like, I just feel like, okay, yeah, you made the decision to mess around with a married man. You had a child by him. But in my personal, he ain't got to be your end all be all. Like, but your mental got to be right for you to understand too. Okay? I just feel like he ain't got to be your end all be all. You can go on and do better things. you know, but I don't know. I just feel like it's giving stuck. And I'm also feeling like, but don't get no more stuck than what you already are, you know. But I feel like it may be too late, but good luck. Anywho, child. What else is he over here talking to his mama about? Of course, Marlene misses the family the way that it was. It was gonna take her a minute to come around to Miss Ariane. She's still trying to come around to her because she wasn't here for that shit. That's what she say. All right. Now it's party time. Trish tells Tisha that Ken is her chocolate cowboy. Cause Tisha confused, like, girl, why the hell you got this man on your posters if it's your party? I'm like, Tisha, I have to say, I was thinking the same thing. Like, why the hell it's your party? Right? Why is he all over it like it's his damn party? Like, how? So is this y'all party and not just your party? But that's the thing. It's her party. So whatever. So she says, oh, well, he my chocolate cowboy or whatever. And I wanted him in the photos. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I feel like she's still trying to convince him. I don't it's off. So Tisha asked Trisha what's up with her and Ken because she feels like she's 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Tisha, you be having questions that you yourself don't even be wanting to answer. Because if you ask us and you've been asking and really not asking, but we've been telling you for years, that's how Marcel operate. Like he got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Okay. Well, so then Nell talks about how Tisha and Kimmy are not transparent, but they like to ask about her business. Tisha said, and we will. Okay. So when she will and she does ask you about your shit, then speak up then. Speak up. Don't act like, oh, I've already addressed it. I don't give a fuck where you addressed it at. I'm asking you now, okay? I'm asking you me, okay? So I didn't see what you said. I wasn't tuned in, so I'm asking you for myself now. Yada yada yada. So answer the question then. If that's the case. So then Nell brings up the Martell interview, and Kimmy says that she didn't watch the whole interview. And Tisha said, I didn't watch any of it. Tisha, if you saw the clips on social media, you watched it, baby. You watched it. So don't say you didn't watch any of it because watching the clips is you still watching some of the interview. And we know that you did. Okay. So then Kimmy says, what she said, so she mentioned something about, so I'm supposed to be transparent about something that I barely watched or whatever it was. Then she asked her, so you think our husbands are cheating and we don't want to talk about it? And Nell was like, I didn't say that your husband was cheating. I'm just saying y'all don't like to, talk about your stuff. So Tisha says that if she and Marceau had something going on and they got past it, that she would talk about it, but she isn't going to address anything with people that's not going to she says she's not going to address anything with people that she hasn't gone through or is going through just to please people for them to feel like she addressing it. She's not going to do that. And I'm like, okay. Well, let's talk about what you are going through. You and Marceau were separated. So what the fuck going on? We've seen you without your ring on and stuff, or your band, or just wearing your band, right? Because sometimes people just wear their band and not wear the whole ring to still give off the optics of, yeah, we still married, like we still everything's good, but nah, girl, what's going on over there? So talk about the reason y'all separated, and it may not even be related to cheating, right? It may be related to just frustration. It could be related to him working too much and it's like, okay, just go over there then. It could be related to him not listening to you. It could be anything outside of cheating, but why you ain't talking about that? So Tisha deflects and says, Chris has a lot going on right now that people are talking about in Huntsville, but you don't see me asking you about that. Like, I'm not bringing it up because I don't know if that's true. Girl, shut up, because you brought up stuff before that you didn't know whether or not it was true, and you still brought the shit to the front. So I don't know why. He got stuff now, but I ain't say nothing to you about it because I don't know if it's true. Nah, you ain't say shit to her about it because you don't want her asking you about nothing. Slick. That's what I think. So Kimmy talks about building trust in a friendship, and Trish says, well, because I'm an open book. Girl, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Book so closed, girl. The way we have to open the book after struggling to get that bitch open, the way we have to really go through the pages to find out what the fuck really going on is insane. And girl, we really just want to get a synopsis. Like, really, just give us the synopsis. But even we can't even trust the damn synopsis. I'm an open book. Girl, please. with ripped out pages. So Kimmy says that she can't speak on anything unless somebody give her an example of what it is that she's hiding. But even if they brought that to you, Kimmy, do y'all hear yourself? You ain't gonna want to really address it for real time, but okay. So Ken talks with Maurice and Marcel, and they let him know that he's the bad guy because he's still married, or at least um Trish is still married to Kez, and says, if anything were to happen to her, they ain't finna call you, bro. They finna call Kez. Now that doesn't necessarily make him the bad guy. I mean, I guess it could, but he abandoned his family. So if Kez abandoned his family and left them up for grabs, then I don't think that necessarily makes him the bad guy, right? And Ken feels like these are not the best guys. These are not the guys to get the best advice from at the end of the day. And I can't disagree fully, because if you were to get advice, Marcel might give decent advice, right? But Maurice, I could have sworn it was a whole situation with you and Kimmy and Kiowa, right? Then wasn't it this whole thing of you getting with Kimmy when you weren't officially divorced? You and Kiowa may have been separated, but y'all weren't completely divorced yet. So shut up. And maybe that, but I say this, let me take that back. That may be why Maurice is like, you're the bad guy, because he was looked at as the bad guy because of that, potentially. So that may be why he said it. So they started talking about the NDAs and stuff, and Chris, and bringing up Chris saying whatever he said, and Chris is like, "Nah, I ain't say that. That ain't you. That ain't even how it went." So Chris relays how it went, and it wasn't even. Neither one of y'all got it right with how it went. Okay, neither one of y'all got it right. Marcel made it seem like Chris said directly, like, "Nah, that's Maurice and Marcel. They be doing the NDAs." That's how Marcel said it, and then Chris said, "Nah, I didn't say it like that. That's a lie. How I said it was like, oh, if you want to talk about NDAs and stuff, get lawyers involved. I don't know. You might want to speak with Marcel and Maurice." That's also not how it went. Okay. But you definitely were still referencing them in a tone and in a way that made it sound like they do be putting out NDAs on the people they mess with. Period. I kind of don't feel like that's too far fetched. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't. I do not, especially after entering into this space of the reality world, and Maurice being an attorney that would know how to draft this type of information up. I'm sorry. I don't know for that to be a fact, but I'm giving you my opinion, and my opinion is that it's not too far fetched to believe that they are likely putting NDAs out there. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. Okay, so oh well. Now he did say that yeah. So we got into that. Now the ladies decide they finna bust up into the groove to have a conversation, bring the guys into it. So Tisha decides, because she got that liquid courage, she going over there being a little too playful, or at least disguising it behind playful. Because I feel like people love to get drunk and then operate in a certain way, and then act like it's a joke. No, bitch. That's why they call it liquid courage, because you have the audacity to act away with this liquid that you would not act sober. So that's what that was given. So Tisha over there talking to him, acting all playful, whatever. It's like, yeah, you said. Neil was like, man, you on a good accord, girl. Like, back up, go on over there with yours, okay? Because my husband really ain't got an answer to you, is what she was saying in the confessional, all right? But also, I'm conflicted. Like, yes, I do understand that, women should not address these men. Let the men handle it. But then at the same time, when you're with a group of friends, and it's like a group of y'all, and you've now become friends with the husband and with the wife or whatever like that, sometimes I do understand where the woman may feel like she can talk to him. She can go to him and talk to him about stuff, or what, like, hey, and again, tone is very important when you're having these conversations, right? So yeah, like, so when Nell says that my husband don't owe nobody an explanation but me, well, I want you to remember that when you up in somebody else's husband's face trying to get some information. Anywho, so Tisha tells him to come to the front. Like, come over, come to the front. And then Chris said, I don't answer to you, Tisha. I don't answer to you. Honey. Even Marcel was trying to grab, like, let me grab her, because this finna go look like Tisha, baby. Because I'm like, they already talked about it. Like, they really don't need you. They've already had the conversation, Tisha. All you had to do is ask your husband, did you address that with him? Oh, okay. And honestly, even if he did say that I feel like you giving him more energy than you give Marcel. That's why your mama be on Marcel ass, because you never give Marcel that same damn energy that you give to these other folks and their husbands. That's the problem. So your mama got to step in and do it for you at your big grown ass age. Okay. So yeah, be mad at your man for because whatever he's doing, because in my opinion, how I feel about that is even for Chris to reference that, whether that is actual factual or semi not, I feel like it's obvious that there is some behavior that he has witnessed between those guys that would even make him say the things that he said so freely. So I do feel like your issue is more so with your husband than anything, because what the hell you got going on for him to feel so comfortable to say some shit like that about you? Now, if he just flat out lying, whatever the case is, let me know, and you need to handle that, right? But what you doing? So I feel like you need to have that conversation with your zigger first. So, yeah. Anywho, he ended up grabbing Tisha up, pretty much not grabbing her up, but you pretty much inserting himself and stopping whatever the dynamics was about to be between the both of them. Like, yo, chill out, okay? Like, we already got that, baby. You ain't even got to go that far. I got it. I got it. We good. Okay. So that was pretty much the episode. Y'all leave y'all thoughts about that. I do want us to hop over here and get into what Marquez had to say. He said this to Carlos. Now, let's go back because this is the portion where I guess I'm not sure if he put this on the same day. I feel like this may be an old post, but this is what was said previously. He says, at Carlos King, thank you for never checking on me, calling to hear my side of the story, or even doing your research on who you casted. Now, baby, it's heavy on doing your research on who you casted. Now, I'm not going to hold you right here. Okay. And that's just not for Carlos. That's for a lot of these production companies. Okay. I mean, from the Peacock Bravo on down. That's for a lot of y'all. All right. Now, Carlos may have casted some people that haven't been that entertaining to me. Right. But I mean, I'm glad he ain't been casting no racist. I guess he learned his lesson with Laura Govan and with her colorist comments and New York having to check her ass. Stand in it in all shades. I know that's motherfucking right, girl. Stand in it in all shades. So maybe he learned his lesson with that little piece. But he goes on to say the lies, the disrespect, and disregard for me and my he says, for me, my children, family, and friends, my legacy, it's nasty work. What's nasty work is you referencing your legacy that you didn't give a damn about because you abandoned your legacy. Lie. Huh? I'm sure there may have been lies. We're dealing with Trisha. I'm sure there may have been some disrespect, but that would be on both sides. The disregard for you, your children, we need to address your disregard first. He says, if you really care about unifying Black families and showcasing Black excellence, maybe you should reconsider how you operate before it becomes your downfall. P.S. Call me if you truly care about my mental health, baby. Now, he did kind of eat a little bit, okay? When he said, if you really care about black families and showcasing Black excellence, maybe you should reconsider how you operate before it becomes your downfall. Child, yikes. That's crazy. That's crazy. I will say this. I'm gonna give a little piece of defense over here though. At the end of the day, you know, y'all should also be mindful of the Black excellence that you also want to exhibit and how you operate with your own families, right? If had you shown up in a different way, he likely would have shown you in that way, or likely not shown you at all, because of course the people, the viewers, they want a bit of drama. As much as we say stuff is messy and it's so much drama and da girl, we ain't watching nothing that ain't got that in it. Period. So we gonna have to give you a little piece of something, right? Um. So yeah. Okay, so some part of me it feels like I hear what you're saying. I get it. I know you're frustrated. I know you want him to have checked on you more and did a little bit more. But at the same time, you got to be accountable for how you show up on TV too. Okay. Let's keep going. So this is where he, I guess, self-checked himself after months or so and came to the front and says, Carlos, I wanted to take a moment to apologize and acknowledge my prior actions aimed at you personally. After speaking with you, I can admit that I had an emotional reaction at the time, but since then I've been doing the work, getting counseling, focusing on healing my mental health and family. When I hear that, baby, it's a bit of a cackle, because when he said, if you really care about unifying Black families and showcasing Black excellence, maybe you should reconsider how you operate before it becomes your downfall. And Carlos was like, I did reconsider. I reconsidered, which is why your ass ain't on the show now. which is why you ain't on the show now. Because I realize, yeah, your mental health is so much of a problem that we cannot have that. You need a pause and you need a break. So, yeah, you're right. Let me reconsider some things and get your ass up off this show for the moment. So then he comes back and said, I'm truly grateful for the conversation we had that night. It stuck with me and helped me start seeing things differently from your perspective. Thank you. And hey, maybe one day you'll let me back on the show so I can tell my story the right way this time. I am the storyline. I don't think there's a right way to tell your story. And I feel like in order for that right way to be told about your story, the show would need to be about you. And it's not. We're only given so much of time to tap into these people's lives. So I don't know if it would have, I mean, you could have made some better choices, some more right choices on your own, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a way for you to tell it right the next time, but hey, good luck with that. He says, I am the storyline. I feel like he is partly. He is partly her damn storyline, because even with him not even being in this episode, and I also feel like if he's not going to be on the show any longer, for the rest of the few episodes that we see, and they're still continuing to talk about him, I feel like that is a bit of, I feel like he would be her storyline at that point, right? Yes, it is a part of her life, so people may feel like, oh, well, it's her storyline too. That's her storyline. Yeah, but also I feel like she ain't got to keep bringing him up. She could speak on the dynamic of her and Marquez, because the only thing they seem to talk about in their relationship is her relationship with Ken, because the only thing they seem to talk about is Marquez ass. Like, what else y'all got going on? What else is it with y'all? What else? Like, make us interested in just y'all two as a couple should Marquez no longer come around, especially after this divorce is finalized. Like, what else is it to y'all? Like, what is the next storyline? I guess it would be getting married, right? And I really do wholeheartedly believe that should they get married, it's going to be because Trish feels that she needs to prove something to the audience. I don't think she want to be married again. And I don't think she want to be married to Ken. And then I don't even fault her if she don't. If you don't want to be married again or be married to him, I think that's fine. Do you? But don't marry this man in an effort to prove something to the fans. Just like I won't want you to stay with a man just to prove to us that, oh, y'all said we was going to get divorced, but we still hanging in there. Like, girl, hey, y'all got to live your life for yourself. Understand? And do whatever it is that's going to make you happy. Because one thing about us people, we going to always find some shit to talk about. We going to always pull it apart, do whatever else. And you really need to remove the opinions of us out of it and focus on what you going to do. Because we going to always, girl, you could drop a penny, bitch, on the ground, and we're going to talk about how your ass dropped it on the ground and where you could have discarded it and how you could have did it. Because one thing about people, their ass is definitely going to talk, especially when it ain't their business. But anyway, girl, good luck to the people here. All right. That's all I got. Okay. I'll catch y'all in the next one, honey. Bye.
Yeah, tell them I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cash died at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel the pool